No cześć, siemanko, witam was wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, z tej strony Wampir, a dzisiaj wyjątkowo bez kamery Stanley Parada. Więc, no, znowu tu jesteśmy. To zrobię jeszcze kiedyś, ale idziemy dalej. Co tu się mogło jeszcze teraz zmienić? Komputery zgaszone. To co, znowu idziemy w prawo, tak jak ostatnio są drzwi, są się będzie. Idę po prawej. Ale nie wiem jak się tam dostać. Dobra, mniejsza, pójdziemy tam kiedy indziej, może kiedyś nam się uda tam dostać. No, tu nie mam co siedzieć, bo tu wiem, że tu się działo bez sensu, ale teraz pójdziemy sobie tędy i pojedziemy tam na górę, bo tam nas jeszcze nie było. Widziałem, że dość dobrze przyjęliście poprzednie dwa odcinki. Ciekawe jak się dzisiaj przyjmie też odcinek The Plague Tale. Więc no to tego też jestem bardzo ciekawy. Więc o kurde, zmieniłem z węgiel przez przypadek. Też tego jestem bardzo ciekawy, ponieważ gra mi się bardzo spodobała, przez co no mam nadzieję, że wy też ją odebraliście. I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside. Przyjęliście tak ciepło jak Stanleya. She's been waiting. Wow. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly play. Powiedz mi, co tam masz? Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Oh.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Hello?
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Weź mordo. Dobra. Myślałem, że to przez chwilę telewizor jest tu, telewizor to jest okno.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Halo. 8, 7, 9, 3.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home.
A ciekawe co by było jak się staje ninek z tego guzika. Dobra, z tego guzika nie klikamy. Nie klikam. Jak myślicie? Wydarzy się coś? No i co teraz, ha? Ha? No nie klikam. Nie no, muszę kliknąć, dobra.
But in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
Gościu
The longer
ewidentnie
he
nas
spends
drwi
here,
teraz,
the
ja to
more
mam kurde
invested
teraz
he
takie
gets, the more he
teraz
forgets
znikąd
which
drzwi
life is the real one.
i się jakby gra zresetuje.
And I'm trying to tell him
Co
this,
się pojawiło?
that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That
Mówię,
as long
zaraz
as he
zniknie
remains
to,
here,
tu się pojawią
he's
drzwi.
slowly killing himself.
To jeszcze okno
He won't
zniknie
listen to
chyba?
me.
Czy tam było
He won't
okno?
stop.
Nie było okna.
Here,
To
watch
jest
this.
jeszcze zniknął.
Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see?
Jakieś
How can
pomówienia.
I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
No tak jak mówiłem zresztą. Gra się zresetuje. Halo? Tak, zresetowała się. I kolejne zakończenie zaliczone, dobra. Co teraz możemy zrobić?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
Mam
a
wrażenie, że się poprzednia gra nie zapisała. No. Dobra.
When Stanley came to a set
No,
of
pójdziemy po tej po lewej stronie, bo tam
he
jeszcze
entered
coś
the door
było
on his left.
do zmiany kierunków. No tutaj nikogo nie
Yet there was
było.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Da się wejść jakoś na to biurko? Dajcie mi jakoś wejść na to biurko, halo. Chcę kliknąć tego, ale dobra, nie mogę. For all. Coś czuję, że tu się pojawi jeszcze coś. Coś, jakiś easter egg związany z... Stop. What? The boss approximately minute 4 can... To... Już dobre zakończenie miałem, więc zostało tylko złe zakończenia. Czy złe? Nie ma tutaj złego zakończenia, tak super, tylko są zakończenia jakby nie ten. Zakończenia, w których nie słuchamy narratora. Dobra, nie chcę mi się tu stać i czekać na to. Tam stałem.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a
1, 2,
competitive
B4,
economy,
co?
why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
1,
His
2,
boss
B4,
would think
a
he
co
was
tam mamy
crazy.
jeszcze?
And then something occurred to
Na pełny
Stanley.
godzin, więc
Maybe,
dobra.
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of
Dobra.
existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief
2,
Stanley
B4,
felt
to
to have
dalej.
finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
O panie!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
No to już ciekawe co...
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have
Przez
to
to, że nie już teraz mówić za dużo, bo narrator sam opowiada, co nie?
Right now, as he's ever been in his life. Now,
Ja
hearing
teraz
the
sobie...
voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the
Staram się
voice not
tylko
see him float and make the
ten
magical
właśnie
stars
czytać
just a
to.
moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
Dobra,
the press of the mattress on his back,
no.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
Właśnie.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I ciul.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Ła.
Everything went black.
No i znowu ciemno przed oczami. I co, znowu loading, czy?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
No i bad ending też mamy. Także no. Sprawdzę szybko, muszę szybko alt-taba zrobić. Moment, to będzie tu. Dobra. I lecimy jeszcze jedno zakończenie robimy. Dobra. To już porobione. A może zrobimy... Może porobimy to zakończenie, zobaczymy. Zrobimy to zakończenie, więc...
Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort.
No trzeba zrobić w końcu zakończenie, bo no będziemy tak sobie...
Well, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
No, 50 wystarczy, no ja się z tym zgadzam, ale musimy tam tych drzwi biec i coś jeszcze.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment.
No za przekręcane, ja się zgadzam.
No matter what the
W ogóle
cost. Why don't you go
zapraszam
put
was
20 clicks into door number 417?
Do zostawienia komentarzu i subskrypcji pod tym filmem. Znaczy, no i like oczywiście pod filmem, bo no w sumie...
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Door 437. Tylko trzeba znaleźć 437 drzwi. 36 4. O, tu jest.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere.
415.
Now door 415.
Okay.
Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
420. Dobra, 415. Nie byłem pewny, że mogę tu iść. Czy mi się drzwi nie zamkną?
Back to door number 437.
437, okej. Zrobimy ten achievement, czy... 37.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
417, okej.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Kserokopiarka, okej. Biegnę. Jest. Jeszcze kserokopiarka. I hop.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door
2,
430!
3, 4.
We
Yes!
did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very
Mamy
proud of how
achievement.
far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now? What were you thinking?
Nie no, spodziewałem się więcej. Co to kurde jest kilka kliknięć. No.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Tam zrobiłem
he
wszystko.
entered the door on his left.
Czy ja tam zrobiłem wszystko? Tu już nie zrobiłem wszystkiego, więc to sprawdzę w następnym odcinku. Tutaj pójdziemy jeszcze tak. Tędy szliśmy.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Do biura
Coming to a
szefa.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Tu nic nie ma. Tu jest biuro szefa. Okej.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was
Good
once
thing
again
it's
stunned to
hasło.
discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind
Zgadza
the
się,
boss's desk
Staniek
guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons of the
Dobra,
keypad,
czyli o,
Stanley happened to
następny.
input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Dobra. Jedziemy teraz tu na dół i tam pójdziemy innym przejściem, nie tym co kazuje nam Stanley, bo pamiętam, że taki escape był. A jeszcze zakończenie drugie, w sensie no, tam jak się idzie, to będzie w następnym odcinku, w jutrzejszym odcinku. Najprawdopodobniej wrzucone. Już w poniedziałkowym. To jak się tam wybierze inną opcję. Nie wiem ile jeszcze zakończeń zostało. Jeżeli ktoś zna tą gierkę i napisze mi w komentarzu ile mi tam jeszcze zakończeń zostało, to bym był wdzięczny. Bo no w sumie nie jestem pewien co można zrobić, ale no. Dobra.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ale idziemy do escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okej.
The
Idziemy.
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okidoki. I coś się stało. Dobra, zastanawiam się co się wydarzyło teraz. O kurde, gra ma tyle różnych zakończeń. O Jezus, a się What?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss.
Spokojnie mógłbyś stąd Stanley wyjść.
Eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Huh?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous
Okay.
metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And
Stanley.
yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Okej.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Tak się patrzę. No dobra, tu nigdzie nie można wejść. Teraz przynajmniej wiem. O. 1, 2, 3. Biurko. Kredycy, okej. Dobra. Gdzie my dotarliśmy? Tu jest jakby końcówka, czy jakby ostatnie zakończenie. Office. O, kserokopiarka. Warsaw. Tam jeszcze nie byłem. Tam jeszcze nie byłem. Dobra. Już widzę, jakie zakończenie miałem jeszcze. Czy jakiego zakończenia jednego nie miałem? Okej. Do Warzone'a jeszcze nie doszedłem. Tu byłem. Tu mnie nie było, chyba. Tu mnie nie było, tam był, tak, tutaj byłem. Fajny ten, fajne pokazanie, w wielu miejscach mi jeszcze nie było. Jakby mogę sobie zobaczyć, o. Właśnie, bo tam jeszcze na prawo są te drzwi. A, na prawo to jeszcze będę musiał iść kilka razy, przynajmniej. Okej.
Stanley stood on the roof. Stanley walked over the bridge.
Gdzie ty jesteś? Dobra, nieważne, idziemy dalej. Już się zgubiłem tutaj, co nie? Ogólnie to jest... Dobra, tu byłem, tu byłem. Aha, to jest to miejsce narratora, znaczy z początku. Coś jeszcze tu jest ciekawego? Bo w sumie to nie wiem, gdzie mam iść. Tam byłem. Tego też już nie robiłem. Tam będę musiał iść, dobra. Tu jeszcze sporo rzeczy. Boże, ile tu jeszcze jest zakończeń. Dobra, czyli jeszcze będzie przynajmniej pewnie z 4-5 odcinków tego.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okej,
Can
dobra.
you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Okej, dobra, to było...
Listen to me. You can still save these two.
To było
You can
dobre.
stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Dobra.
Do choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time.
Nie, no ja to jeszcze będę kontynuował. Kobieto. No. I co teraz? Co, będzie zaraz z gry? Tak mi się wydaje, że będzie raz z gry. Tak mi się wydaje, że będzie raz z gry. A nie, sam muszę zresetować grę, okej. Spocznij grę ponownie. Dziękuję. Dobra. To chyba byłoby na tyle w tym odcinku. Mam nadzieję, że odcinek się wam spodobał i że wpadniecie na jutrzejszy. I jeszcze w sumie zobaczycie dzisiejsze poprzednie odcinki. Poprzednie i następne, bo nie wiem, czy nie wrzucę tego zaraz po plagu, ale to się jeszcze zobaczy. Także dziękuję wam za obecność. Zostawcie łapkę w górę, komentarz oraz sprawdźcie, czy subskrypcja jest na pewno szara. I życzę wam miłego dnia. Na razie.